This video is on how Power Query and Power Pivot can make Excel more fun and speedy. It is the introduction to a 5-part tutorial that helps you work smart by guiding you on how to set up an automated template. You can download the template at the link below. We promise that it will save you a lot of time and pain in the long run as you frequently update your reports. The challenge? We want to get the sense of how a business is doing based on a sample set of data of sales by product category. To do so, we set out to calculate typical measures for sales like year-on-year, last 12 months, year-to-date, and financial year-to-date, dynamically. The emphasis is on dynamically, where your measures get automatically updated whenever you add the latest data to your files. We want to achieve this without you having to edit Excel formula, shift reference data ranges, structurally add in new columns, and then find out you've made a careless mistake somewhere. Such careless mistakes are common in the typical way most people use Excel. It's usually a lot of copying and pasting from raw data files to an Excel report file before writing formula to calculate the measures at that point of update. When the next month's data is in, it's another round of copying and pasting, tweaking of formula and shifting of reference cells just to get the updated figures. Every manual step presents the very high chance of errors and mistakes. And then there's the additional hours to hunt down the errors and correct them. We believe it's time data crunchers caught a break. We will show you how you can reliably automate your work in 2 ways. The first 3 parts of the 5-part tutorial will use just normal Excel in a smarter way, while parts 4 and 5 show you how life-changing it can be by using the powerful Excel add-ins, Power Query and Power Pivot. The first 3 parts of the 5-part tutorial show you the better way. We start off the normal Excel way by copying and pasting our raw data into the report file. We then create a reference date table and date selection table that will make dynamic calculations possible later on. After that, we summarize monthly totals and year-on-year by category. In parts 2 and 3, we dynamically calculate last 12 months, year-to-date, financial year-to-date using a combination of VLOOKUP, SUMIFS, if-error, offset, match, and sum. What's cool about this template is that it allows you to quickly and easily update the calculations based on your choice of reference point in time. For example, you could set the latest date to 2009-08 and get year-to-date figures calculated as of August 2009. In the very next instance, you could change the reference date to 2008-11 and get year-to-date figures recalculated as of November 2008. This gives you the flexibility to go back and forth in time to see how the figures have changed, instead of switching between multiple versions of the same file saved at different points in time. Then, in parts 4 and 5 of the tutorial, we cover the Power Way. We show you step by step how using Power Query and Power Pivot can achieve the same outcomes, but faster, more accurately, and flexibly. These tools take the ideal concept of set up once, use forevermore to a whole new level. In part 4, we see how Power Query can connect to our data without copy and paste, and automatically create the product category lookup table and reference date table. This saves you the hassle of manually creating and updating your reference lookup tables. Furthermore, Power Query records each step you applied to your data so you can reuse it when new data gets added. This preparation work in Power Query then sets us up for part 5, where we use Power Pivot's data model. We use it to relate these tables together simply with just drag and drop. No need for VLOOKUP. This is especially helpful when you have huge data sets of many tables that take too long to link up with VLOOKUP. Finally, calculating those totals, year-on-year, last 12-month totals, averages, year-to-date, and financial year-to-date measures gets simplified with the powerful data analysis expression formula, also known as DAX formula. You get dynamic yet robust measures without messy run-on lines of complex Excel formula to grind through. The reuse concept of measures also makes it much faster and easier to trace and fix errors when they happen. Once your automated structure has been set up with Power Query and Power Pivot, layer on Excel's slices and your report becomes super dynamic. You can now easily slice and dice your measures by the different categories. The good news? For one, Power Query and Power Pivot comes with Excel. You can check the link below if your Excel version has it. All your work in Power Query and Power Pivot gets saved in the same report file that you're building. And the best thing? Once you've set up your report once with Power Query and Power Pivot, all you need to do is to click to refresh forever after, whenever new data comes in. Ready to get into the nitty-gritty details and find out for yourself? Get the links below to download the template, install the free Excel Power Query and Power Pivot add-ins, and you're ready to go with part 1 of this 5-part tutorial.